Hey, what's up video people? Ryan here again with Chomp, and today we're talking about how you can use false colors to help you composite CG elements in your footage and match the white and black levels so they look like they fit in there just a little bit better. A quick breakdown on what false colors are for anyone who might not be familiar with it is false colors is an exposure tool to help sort of see what exposure levels are inside your scene. If levels are going blue, then that means you're probably too underexposed, and black is obviously too underexposed. And then go all the way to green, which is kind of 50% gray or about a middle exposure. You also have pink values, which start to represent skin tones. And once you start hitting yellow and red, well, you're clipping the highlights and you're way overexposed and you're not gonna get that information back. It's a common tool used for a lot of cinema cameras today. You can get exposure really quickly and see exactly what your scene's gonna look like once you get in the editing process. But if we're doing motion design and visual effects, we can use false colors quickly to be able to adjust the black and white levels if we're compositing CG elements. Let's jump into a scene really quick where we're doing some screen replacements with Mocha and how I like to use false colors to quickly get the luminance values to match my footage. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this scene that we have some screen replacements in. Here's what the background looks like, shot on Blackmagic Raw. Just a green screen, we got some actions happening, pushing some buttons, all that good stuff. So I kind of did the already basic compositing and keyed all this out. And now we have our insert in the screen that's tracked in the shot. The problem is the luminance values of the screen don't match the plate. We need the brightness of the whites to match and the brightness of the blacks to match a little bit closer. And we can fiddle with this and eyeball it, but a fast way to do it is to use a false color LUT. So let's turn on our false color LUT. If you're interested in this LUT, I've been developing these LUTs for the FX30 since the FX30 has no false colors. And you can take a look at that. I'll put it in the description below. Basically, we have a general idea of what our scene is doing. We have our gloves are kind of on the pink side, his skin tones are green, and none of our highlights are bright white like our screen. If it's red like this, it means it's too bright, highlights are blowing out, information's not correct. And if we turn off the screen insert really quick, we can see that we're getting the pink tones, which would normally be representative of more skin tones. But right now, this pink is letting us know what the luminance of the screen is that we actually shot when we were on set. So for a quick example, if I add some levels to this, and I bring down the white levels, you'll see that we're going towards green, which remember is more middle gray. So we know that this footage has gone a little bit past green, and it's starting to introduce into the pink levels. So let's go ahead and turn that off, and let's turn our insert back on. And what we want to do is we're going to take the levels and we're going to try to match those white and black levels so it's closer to our footage. So remember, it kind of went to the pink, and all I'm doing is bringing down the highlights right now. So it's slowly going to go from blowing out. Okay, it's changing the screen a little bit. And now we see that our white levels are starting to get to that pink that was the same as the footage. So pink would match. It's a white screen, so it might be a little bit brighter. So we'll just increase it a little bit, but let's keep it in that pink range. And now the black part of the screen, or the darker colors, isn't really matching what we had earlier. So we could want to kind of expose this more for closer to middle gray. Middle gray would be represented as green. So we're going to take the black levels and we're going to bring them up. All right, and we see those are getting more towards, our middle gray area. So we're going to kind of expose it like that. Let's go back to our false color. Let's turn off the false color LUT. We'll see that these levels are matching the footage already a lot better. And just so we can see what it looks like if someone puts a contrast grade on this, right now we're utilizing a flat color profile. Let's turn on another LUT, which gives us a slight grade, and we'll see that this footage, this insert that we added, is matching a lot better. Let's go ahead and adjust the levels on and off. You'll see that this represents more closely of what the footage would look like. And since it's glowing, if you want it to be a little bit brighter, you could always bring it up a little bit. Let's take a look at this scene where instead of being indoors, now we're outside under the sun, but exposure and luminance values are always the same. The process is also going to be the same because of that. So again, we have our false color LUT activated. Let's turn that on. And again, it's red because it's blown out. Let's turn off the insert really quick. Now this screen is a little bit more towards gray. So let's see where on the spectrum the gray levels are at. All right, so here's middle gray. I'm going to bring the whites up, and we're going to go past the pink. And it looks like it gets just outside of the pink levels where the screen white's brightness are. Maybe maybe a little past pink. So we turn our insert on, we go to the levels, let's start at middle gray again, which is green. And remember, it's right after we pass the pinks, maybe a little bit more past it. And again, you know, our blacks are underexposed right now, for being represented by black here. Let's make these look more green. Get a little bit closer to that even exposure. All right, cool. Let's turn this LUT off, see what we got. And again, you'll see it's a fast way to sort of match our luminance values of our footage a lot quicker. And we'll do the same process last time. Let's turn on a LUT to give it an overall grade to see what it looks like all together. Yeah, that's looking great. And even with this, even with the LUT or a look on, if you did add a color grade, we can always turn the false color back on. And, you know, we can keep adjusting the insert if we feel like it's still a little too overexposed or underexposed. So let's go a little bit past the pink again here. Turn off the false color. And now we have something that represents more closely of what our actual footage would be. That's just a fast way you can drop in a false color LUT to help you composite your footage faster. This would work for CG elements if you needed to match the black and white levels in there. And for this example, it matches with the screenshots, and we're able to adjust the luminance that it fits more in the scene, and it looks like the screens are actually in those phones when really it was just green screen. So again, just another quick one today. Hope that helps out, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.